Welcome to the Reformed Collector. My name is John. Today we're talking about all the mistakes that I made along the way ever since I started back in March of 2025 in this Pokemon card market hobby. So without further ado, we're going to jump into, it's like around 17, 18, 19, something like that, different things that I wish I would not have done and would have done better. So number one, binders. Uh, I remember when I started this hobby, I had a good plan that I wanted to do some master sets. So I think a good idea I had was getting some good binders, but there are plenty of good ones in like the 15 to $22 range or something out there. Get a 9 card binder. I think a binder, if you're just starting to collect, that is big enough to just hold your single cards, not top loaded, but just in like penny sleeves. I think that's a fine enough purchase to get. I went all out. I saw like the really expensive binders in like the $60 to $90 range that caught my eye, and I was like, ooh, and that's what I put my money toward immediately. And I got a top loader binder, and I bought top loaders and things like that. Those things came in handy later. But the top loader binder, with what I wanted to do in the market, because I saw there's an opportunity to enjoy the hobby and make some money and invest on the side and stuff like that. But the top loader thing, binder didn't seem to work out. So basically, I had a really expensive binder. You don't even have to go that expensive on a top loader binder. I just saw one advertised for like a really high class one, and I was like, I'll get it, and I'll have it forever. You could do that, but in the end, I saw I didn't really need it. So really consider: do you need the really fancy, or want or need? Yeah, the really fancy binders. I don't know. I think you should go for the cheaper ones, but hey, if you can afford it and that's what you really want, go for it. But I ended up having to return that. I had to eat the shipping costs, so though I got the majority of my money back, I still took a small loss on that. So one warning against that. Uh, Mistake number two: collection boxes of little worth. I remember when I started the hobby, the only thing I can get my hands on at the time were some collection boxes, and collection boxes can be a hit or a miss. Some things can be a hit, where some collection boxes are really worth a lot. You see like a Paldean Fates collection box, of which there was like the Great Tusk that came out a couple months ago, which I got one, and it's just going up like crazy in value. It was a very awesome buy. Go for that. I have another video on this channel talking about collection boxes and if they're worth investing in. Go check that out. But I got those Journey Together Hopzation EX boxes, and there's like the Houndstone EX box and stuff like that. Those aren't really moving. Even today, I don't think those are really going up in value very much. One box I got was like a Mimikyu EX box, and that was okay because that had some packs from the Sword and Shield era, and that was worth a bit more money. But those aren't very liquid, and those aren't going to give you a very big bang for your buck. Those are good for buying for your kids, and or if you like are able to open packs and stuff. But the promo cards in it are boring, and no one seems to care about some of those collection boxes. So that's kind of just money funneling into a place where you don't want to funnel in money. And we'll talk more about money as we keep going. Number three: going out on your own to catch some kind of vending drop. I've wasted so much time striking out on my own because back last year in 2025, and like even a bit right now, it was so hard to get your hands on product. Man, those shelves were being wiped off. Target was just starting to put limits on. I think Walmart still not wasn't limiting back then, but Target had just started putting limits in some places, not in all places. So I would go out hoping to get something, and just over and over end up disappointed and just wasting so much time. And that leads to what, number four, the next drop. Or I don't know if I'm going to number these all the way, but time and gas. I would try to leave on work breaks. I would try to catch a drop on my way home to see if anything was dropping, and just wasting gas and time driving around these cities to be like, okay, I'm going to check this Walmart on the way home, and I'm going to check this Target on the way home, and then I'm going to check out this Pokemon vending machine on the way home, and this Pokemon vending machine on the way home. I have a long commute home from work, and I actually have mapped up in my brain right now. That could probably be a video for one day if I feel like it. Several locations I could just hit on my way home, but it's going to give a lot of time. And at the current moment, I'm cash poor or whatever, so it's like I don't really need to get my hands on anything anyway. But hey, maybe one day that would be a pretty fun video, right? My commute home is like an hour and a half, and that's why I'm making these videos in my car. Uh, well, I want to run this YouTube channel, and I'm trying to do it just fitting in whatever time I can. I'm a busy guy. Anyways, yeah, man, there are some miserable spots where a Walmart or a Target is that's like threaded into the city, and I would just, or the Pokemon vending machine, and I would just go to check it out and just like over and over waste time and find myself in disappointment over not being able to catch anything. I was able to be the very first in line once for a drop, of which I had to wait 45 minutes during peak hours of traffic. And right when I got to the front of the line, hoping I was going to get prismatic ETBs or Destined Rival ETBs, all they had was Destined Rivals blister packs. And Destined Rivals was hot at the time, but like not that hot enough that I want to waste that kind of time and money sitting around for that stuff. So time and gas. I don't recommend that you go running out on your own. You want to strategize that better, and the way to do that is you want to kind of in a way recruit other people. I am in a very good group in my area in California, where I am in a Facebook group where people are all over like 3 to 4 different cities around me, and some of them are boots on the ground people, and kind of got the schedules down for vendors for vending machines and Target and Walmarts and stuff like that, and Dollar Generals and stuff. And they have a good idea when things are going to stock. And it's a good, helpful Facebook group where we tell each other, like, hey, this store over on this street is dropping, this one over on this street is dropping. That's easier for not wasting your time. But man, these things sell out so quick. You better make sure you can get to that store in the time frame that they're asking, because I don't leave work until like the 1 p.m. 1:30 area. But if a drop happens like 11 p.m. in my city, um, it's highly unlikely I'm going to get something if I'm trying to get home as fast as I can. So time and gas. Careful how you're using your time if you want to be a boots on the ground guy to go buy some sealed product. I highly recommend that you get into a large Facebook group or something, and basically that just gets you eyes all over the cities and stuff like that, and that'll up your odds of getting sealed product. But let's see. Next point is doing a pack opening channel. I actually attempted a pack opening channel back in, let's see, March, April, May, June, like May and June, and I think I came out with 8 episodes. And one thing about that is you're not really, if you want to make money in this hobby, you're not really supposed to open all your material and stuff. There are plenty of really good pack opening channels, and Godspeed to them. There's several that I subscribe to, and some that are brand new, and I really like their content. But man, one thing I didn't know back then is I was using iMovie to edit my videos on my iPhone, and that was long and grueling, and the sound effects were lame, and there was so much headache over doing that stuff. CapCut, I believe, is the video editor that you want in your phone, and that would have been a much better thing to get a handle on earlier in my little YouTube career, of which I actually, it was this channel. I just changed the name back and forth to my name, then back into the Reform Collector and stuff. But back in the early this summer, this was like a pack opening channel, but as complicated and not going anywhere, and it got some views, but it's like I don't know. If you got the funds to put into something like that and you are getting pretty good at editing, yeah, you can go that route. And I actually think you can do pretty well. I think those channels do really well, but man, they've got to be shelling out money like a lot. I hope you have a lot of capital to be able to flip over and over and over, because that must be how they are funding their own hobby, so they can run their YouTube channel. And then, but they're not filming long form content, so it's shorts. And I know that can get you money eventually, but not as much. Like you need the long form content. So that's a curious thing to look into. Is shorts the way to go? Because I'm going long form content and I'm making shorts. And honestly, it feels like the shorts are what's bringing a lot of you subscribers in. So that's what I would not do. Don't do a pack opening short channel unless you really got the means to do it and the time. So don't do a pack opening channel. Next, whatnot. I feel like I need to make a whole video on whatnot one day. I'm going to say as much as I can right now in like 2 minutes, but yeah, I need to get more of a theology on especially why you shouldn't be doing whatnot. I actually already kind of gathered many information things. Whatnot is a gambling platform. It is full of scoundrels and people selling snake oil. Everything I know about it is I know people who are running their own Whatnot channel, and they will have their girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever, be another bidder, and they are watching you if you are bidding, and they are got their shiny rainbow lights flying. They are putting their little second counters counting down. They're saying, "Buy, buy, buy! Snipe, snipe, snipe!" Like it will get in your head of what you got in mind, and it will make you just make some terrible purchases, and then all of a sudden you spent like $30 or $13 or whatever bidding for like a Japanese pack or something like that is what you get back instead of hitting big. I know you can hit big, but it's a gamble, and there are plenty of those streams. If you go watch like what Rattle Pokemon YouTube channel where he does news stories on like Whatnot all the time, there's a lot of scummy people, and they got people on their channel with them, making sure that they're like, what's the word, shilling up like a bid and stuff like that to get you so wound up to to bid higher than what you're hoping to get for like a lower price or something. Be careful with that. That place is scummy. It gets in your head. It will play on temptation as a place of what is it? The love of money is the root of all evil. Discontentment and trying to chase after things and just losing money. Man, I see horror stories, and you probably have heard it too, of people just like bid. I feel like they're so frustrated because they bid so much on other bids and they just lost a bunch of money and they need to double up, right, to recoup back or something. So they just bid harder, and then there you go. You just win more Japanese packs or something like that you don't want. It's just like, man, you're gonna lose a lot of money. Of which I said, yeah, I lost a lot of money. I thought I could beat the system by like, hey man, I'll just stick around for like the free givvies and stuff. But it takes like Whatnot is already a lot of time and work to make sure that you're getting the best bid possible, and the lottery of getting a gibby, which is like a free thing that they'll ship to your house and stuff. And then your phone is just using up data. You're staying up late into the night. You're not paying attention to things that you need to be paying attention to. I can keep going on about Whatnot. That's going to be another video. I think I did too many minutes there on that, but don't do Whatnot, guys. Invest. Use that money that you are going to lose on Whatnot. Go put it into sealed product and sit and wait and turn that into cash and do something lucrative. It is good to invest and do good things with your money, not to think that you can get it all at once and just lose money. Man, gambling. Anyways, online drops faster. We'll move on. That's a game to learn for online drops. You do not want to be late to online drops. I do highly recommend getting good at online drops versus boots on the ground. That's just a click of a button. If you buy enough, it's free shipping to your house. Someone else is doing all the work to put in their time and put in their gas to some company to get your product that you really want to your house. You don't want to waste time sitting in line. So I think I've said in other face or other YouTube videos on how to do those things faster. You want to be right there on the clock. Often Walmart's drop at 6 p.m. You want to have your Discord server out. I am on the Rattle Discord server. You can join other Discord servers where they have bots and they will let you know the drop. And you want to have all your tabs open and you want to get into line as quick as possible. You don't want to dawdle and you don't want to waste time. But yeah, I would say mistakes there is being too slow to those online drops, and also not like you want to stay. There's some things that are nuanced with some of those drops. You want to stay on the page if you're put in line on some certain drops, but other ones you can probably navigate away for a second to look at other things on your phone and still keep your place on in line. Like I would say Pokemon Center, you can get in line. I think you can navigate away. Don't do it for long. Like, don't do it for more than like 10 or 15 seconds and stuff. I think you can check another page in your phone or something like that. But it's like the Costco drop. There's this pre-line lineup where don't mess with that line. You don't want to jump out of that page because once you get in line, even though you clicked right in the button to get into that pre-line lineup or whatever, if you navigate away from that, like I thought you could because I did for the Pokemon Center, you will lose your spot in line. and you'll just be kicked way back further in the line when finally the hot dog comes up. There's like a hot dog that comes up on a timer for where you are in line for like a Costco drop. Careful with that too. So those are things that are mistakes. Man, shady pickups at Target. I had a friend who was good at who kind of knew the drop game for boots on the ground, and it is a fun story that I don't recommend, but I did it. It took guts, and everything ended up okay. But I don't know if things can end up okay, and it feels shady, and you don't want to operate your life in a shady way. I feel ashamed of how I operated back then. But I didn't ask him to do this, but I was like, if you see things at Target, because I know that he goes to pick up stuff, could you like let me know and I'll head over there? He's like, yeah, sure. And so like he sends me a video later. He's like, John, okay, I just like got like 50 Destined Rival sleeve booster packs and like Surging Spark packs, and I stuffed them underneath the railing thing in the baby section. It's like uh like they're all sitting right there and you can get them whenever you want. And I went and eventually I went to get some of them, but like there are targets all over. There are cameras all over Target. That's something you might not want to do. You want to buy them all. So I bought them all at the self checkout, and that was fun. But that's like really risky stuff you're doing there. Everything turned out fine or whatever. Man, this is like a story I almost feel like I shouldn't talk about, but I don't know. This is one crazy story that happened in my life. I was able to get product, but I don't recommend that you go hiding stuff in funny places and stuff and going around and pick it all up. Just buy it off the shelf where you need to, and Lord willing, they're behind guest checkout or something. But I was new to the hobby and just naive, and I feel really bad about that. Don't do that. You won't feel good about it. And it feels kind of funny. I bought it all. I bought it all honestly, but like something doesn't feel good about going to the baby aisle and lifting up the little rack thing and just seeing all those packs and you just scoop them all up. Ah man. Anyways, don't do that. So next would be grade well and carefully. I pulled a card. I thought I could get into grading and flip a good card from pack openings and stuff and grade well and make a good amount of money. And I think a lot of people do that, and it can work well. But you want to be very good at how you did it. I got like a Whale Lord illustration card from Journey Together, and I set that in for grading, and it came back an 8. And when they showed me the pictures of it, there was obviously like these markings there. I didn't look close enough. So you want to get you're gonna want to watch other videos, YouTube videos on how to grade well and stuff. I have like a Gengar card from Temporal Forces, the ultra rare of it, and it looks pretty centered. It looks very pretty, but man, I'm nervous to grade that thing. No one wants to lose money. I'm gonna just put a bunch of money into shipping it and waiting for it and getting it back. And if it comes back a 9, it basically sells for exactly what it is worth as a ungraded or whatever. And so I'd just be spinning my wheels. Man, it almost looks like a 10. I need to look into that later, but I'm hanging on to it for now. But be careful with grading because you make mistakes with that, and you don't want to lose a bunch of money on that. That can be a skill to get used to, but even the skillful people will still score 9s out of their 10s. So that's a definite thing to get good at. Invest wisely. I bought one thing as a sealed product, as a booster box, directly off of TCGPLAYER. This isn't one that I just got MSRP. So I bought a Paradox Rift, and it was going up in the early summer. I think I got one was like $215, but after taxes, like 233, 236 or something like that, and fees. So I have that still, and it's there. Everything will go up one day, but I don't think that was a wise investment for that time for that to go up as fast. Though it is going out of rotation, so that might actually not be a bad thing. But I think that's one of the things going out of rotation, right? But anyways, I have that. It actually ran up pretty good. It ran up like $60 or something to the 300s by September, but it has dropped since then, and it's barely moving. It's basically back to where I bought it, and I still need to cover fees for that and stuff if I were to ever sell it. So some things you want to be careful with your investments. That leads next to some single cards that I got, of which I was seeing plenty running high in that September time of 2025 where everything ran high. And I got my hands on one of the Pikachu promo cards and the Mewtwo promo card where he's standing over the looking down upon the city. And I think that's from like a 151 UPC or something like that. And I got that one. It was on its way up, but it tanked miserably, and it's building back up right now, but it's got a long way to go before it's worth what I bought it for. But you want to be careful when you're seeing things get bought up and that graph is going high. You want to do your best, I think, to buy at low points. Be careful when you're buying when everybody else is buying a thing that's going up. You can find yourself kicking yourself over a purchase that you made. So be careful with that. Let's see. So there's a September dip. That is something to keep in mind. There is a dip that seems to be coming in the holidays, so that's something to keep your mind on. Be careful with how much you're buying and how much you are selling in this time. There can be a buyer's market or a seller's market depending on, I guess, the end of the summer and into the holidays. So be timed on that kind of stuff. Overspend. Be careful not to overspend. You can be overspend on stuff. It's once you can get your hands on sealed product. Remember, these boxes aren't going for like boxes aren't going for like $5 here and there. They're going for 30, 50, 162 for like a MSRP box or whatever of a booster box. You can find yourself spending money immediately. I got like a couple of Walmart cases of the Prismatic Evolution poster collections and the surprise boxes, and those are cool products. They were super high up in the beginning of the summer, but and I didn't get it at that time. I got on like a second drop when they came around, and the Prismatic's down. So like, I'm glad I have those boxes. Those are long-term pickups, but it's like the ETBs that you would want your money in, of course, or whatever. But yeah, all of a sudden you're out. Like, if you can catch a Walmart online drop or Target, well, more Walmart because they were able to let you have more limits. Like Target might limit you to like 2 purchases, but Walmart could just like you can end up spending hundreds of dollars all of a sudden. Those charges are UPCs just came out or whatever, and if you buy like 6 of them or something, you're all of a sudden out like $700, $800 or something like that. So be careful not to overspend because you're like me. Suddenly, I have I'm cash poor. I don't have any buying power. I get to sit on my investments, and they will make me money one day, Lord willing. Should the Lord will. But I wish I could keep buying right now. But right now, I am playing the bulk game and the TCG player selling experience, and I'm hoping to have that be my side hustle to my side hustle of sealed collecting investments. Just be careful with overspending. So that's a warning for that. TCG player listing my cards too low. I'm a beginning seller. I'm at seller level 3. I had the idea of listing all my reverse hollows really low for like a penny, 2 pennies, 3, 4, 5, and it being like, yeah, and then like multiple people will come buy them up. If you do that, there are sharks out there that know what you're doing. They know that you're trying to rush to level 4, and they will go into your inventory and they will wipe you out. They'll be like, I'll take all your cards that you're selling for like reverse hollow for a penny or 2 or whatever, and suddenly you have 107 cards, and like it all costs like $6 when it should be worth like it could be, I don't know, $30 or $40 or something like that, and they go, all right, and they buy 107, so you can't ship it through postage or whatever, and they're like, there you go ahead and eat those shipping costs and shipping it in like a bubble mailer or something like that. Be careful if you're playing with bulk. Don't list them all low. You might want to hang on. If you want to list a couple of, I don't know, you just want to be careful with hanging. Maybe don't list them all. Just be careful with how you're listing and don't list them all low because you could get hosed over and a shark will come and they will eat you. So don't get eaten. A couple more things. Cash flow. You want to keep cash flow going. Again, I'm cash poor right now, but I'm starting to get cash coming in with the TCG player stuff. And I'm working on other side hustles, and I'm looking to come off some sealed product in the near future. So that'll get some cash back in my wallet. I should be up and buying. We'll give it like a month or something like that. But yeah, cash flow is good. I do recommend a TCG player side hustle. I wish I started the TCG player thing sooner. But hey, never too late to start. So go get going into that and get some good cash flow going, and I think you'll be okay. Cash flow is very important. One last thing I would say, be careful with this hobby. You can make money in this hobby, but be careful with your wives, fellas. You are going to stress her out. You're going to have Pokemon in your mind all the time, and there is plenty of sin around the area where you're not telling her about things, or you're not telling her enough, and all your time is doing run-ins arounds or something like that, or spending way too much money. You have a wife that you need to take care of, fellas. I hope you have a wife or whatever. Stop messing around and go get married already. No more fornicating. But be careful with your lady, and take care of her emotions, and make sure that you are doing this reasonably and responsibly. All right, that's all that we got for today. If you have any experiences that you're just like, don't do this either, or something, I would love if you drop those in the comments section. I would like to see and learn from you and figure out other things that I could be doing better and not to do. And that would be awesome if you could throw that down there. But like and subscribe for more content. I'm trying to get this stuff out as often as possible. My YouTube shorts are going pretty well. I would say that that's what's bringing in most subscribers. But finally, I am a Christian, and the gospel call to you would be to repent and believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and He will save you for your sins and take you to heaven for all of eternity, where, man, there's just no more sin-sick world. So make sure you do that, and do it soon. All right, God bless.